Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Done a bit of diagnosing on the wedge, or the Citroen Dispatch, but we nicknamed it the wedge because it looks like a wedge of cheese on the side. I think the cam carrier is leaking oil. It's quite a common fault, especially if they have been worked on and not resealed properly. So pretty sure that's the problem. Not the end of the world, nothing I can't handle. So gonna be doing that in a future video. That's why it's jacked up, because I've been diagnosing that. But in other news, an exciting video because the PureFreedom stuff's finally arrived. So it's obviously made to order, so it's taken just over a month to arrive. So what we're going to do, we're going to open up the boxes now. We're going to have a look at that fancy PureFreedom kit. Okay, so I've opened all the boxes. It's just, I suppose, time to take out the contents. So we know what's in here. I've ordered a double Reelmaster stack, and here we can see it. It's looking the part. There's a little bit of assembly required by the looks of it, but I'm sure it's nothing I can't handle. But yeah, we've got one reel on the top, one on the bottom. The hoses are sat in the back of this van. PureFreedom hoses ready to go. So I'm just looking forward to sort of getting it fit. Okay, so we're going to be fitting the reel today to the Citroen. So mainly I just want to get it bolted through and out of the way because it's in the garage taking up a lot of room. Pretty simple process. Drill 4 holes. I think it comes with spreader plates, which is handy, and then yeah, just put the bolts on the other side. So let's make a start. Okay, so the reels are in place. Good thing is it does come with a fitting kit if you buy the stack. So these actually are for the reels to go through the van floor. They're pretty overkill, the length on them bolts, but I'll probably have to put shorter bolts in because of the spare wheels right underneath, and I might have to put the bolts coming up, but it's not a problem, we can sort that out. I'm just happy we got some spreader plates in there. So I've just mocked it up. It's nothing's bolted in, it's just I want to make sure there's not going to be any contact, you know, because I've never worked with these reels before and I wasn't sure if there's any bits poking out that's going to hit something. Now under the chassis there's a box section there, which if you remember give us an hard time on the tank. So left there and there we're pretty good. So we got some flat metal, so straight through, and then there's a spare wheel underneath. We'll drill the holes, we'll get the stack in mounted properly, and then it's just a case of assembling the reels and a little bit of wiring, and we can get them hoses on the reels. Okay, so there's lots of obstacles and like chassis bits and whatever, so the way I marked it out, I knew for sure that was clear, so I drilled through a hole there using a tape measure. Then I measured the distance and I could figure out which holes there was no obstacles on. So there was one there, just by there's the chassis support again, so I went to the back 2 over and I put a mark there. So I'm going to drill those 2 holes, take this off, drill them 2 holes, then I'm going to put a bolt through and I'm going to measure the gap then, and I can figure out what's the safe distance for the 4th and final bolt then. So that's just how I figure it out, and so far it's worked on all the builds I've done so far. Okay, so I've drilled the 4 holes, the 4 bolts are in and washers, they're not actually tightened down just yet. So I've got a funny pattern going on, it's all non-symmetrical, but it is what it is due to the components under the van. So on the back we just got the 2 on the right, but that's all I can fit. So if we have a look underneath, you can see the 2 rear holes there. Look, if I go any more left I'm going to be hitting this box section, and then I'm going to have to drill even more holes, which I'd rather not do. And then if we come a bit closer here, there's a hole there and there's a hole up there. So I'm just going to take you back out. Now I know where it all fits and it all lines up. Put some hammerite on the fresh metal that I've just cut through, then refit it, then spreader plates on the bottom, tighten it up, and then the stack will be in then, and then I can refit this wheel and then we just got to put the reels onto the stack. So I'll update you once the stack's fully in and I'm just starting to fit the reels. Okay, so I've just tightened up the spreader plates. So we got them two up there and then that one there. So the stack's now in, we just got to actually fit the reels to it now. Okay, so it's pretty much done. We've got the reels in now. On the connectors, I just cut the wires that come with it. So there's two wires, look, they go to a junction box, which then obviously goes up to a fuse board. So there are fuses on there, but I just cut them because there's no point having loads of fuses when it's all fused anyway. So all I got to do is actually put that fuse into the board and these should power up. So I'm going to put a 20 amp fuse in for now. We have got the right fuses, and as you can see here, look, it's telling me that this circuit, the fuse is blown, but obviously it's only doing that because there's not actually a fuse in there. So when I put this fuse in, which we're going to upgrade for a 30 amp fuse once we find one, but just for now it should now give power to the reels. Well, hey, press and hold to power up, to adjust speed, press to display the battery voltage, hey, nice. So that's working. So I wonder how high it goes. We go 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 settings. So I'm assuming 1's the slowest. That's pretty cool, that is. I like that. So yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go on my app. I'm going to see how much current they're drawing through the Vitron Smart Shunt when they're spooling up. And it might be the case I don't actually need to put a bigger fuse in. But yeah, it's all working. That one on. That one doesn't seem to be coming on. Press and hold to power up. Okay, so there's a problem with this one. It's not turning on. So I'll have to double check the wiring on that one. So yeah, happy days. I'll get my multimeter out and I'll see what's going on with this bottom reel. I found the problem. This wire's not connected down here. Okay, so I've released the Anderson plug from the housing here. It's clearly been clamped properly, it's just come undone in shipping. So what I'm going to do, I have got a hydraulic press over there, but I don't think it's necessary just for the 30 amp cable. I'm going to slide it in, I'm going to put some solder in there and hopefully that'll sort it out. And I also have got crimps, so I'm going to put it in, clamp it down even harder, and then put some solder in, and then hopefully that sorts it out once and for all. Okay, so that's been re-crimped, soldered really nice, and then obviously just a bit of insulation just to give it an extra layer of protection. So I'm going to refit in now, and hopefully no more dead wheel. Okay, so yeah, managed to just put that connector back in. Obviously a bit of a faff since the reel was already fit. But you know, nothing we couldn't sort. So it's obviously working now. That's why there's hose on there. So if we turn it on, obviously Nice to have the soft start on it too. I might actually retrofit some of these controllers to my Pro Ace reels, because I've got all the power up ones on there with the belts, and obviously monitoring the amps through the app on the software. I can see that this is pulling about 3 amps, which is really not a lot of power. If you hold it and you give it some resistance, obviously the amps will go up, because the way electrics work, it'll start demanding more power from the battery basically. If you hold the hose and the amps exceed about 15 amps, then it actually cuts the power. So we're going to model that for you now. So my brother's going to just hold it. So if you grab the hose, and he's going to pull in the reel, and it's just obviously cut the power there, look. So go back a bit more, give it a little bit of time to spool up. So we'll see, look, imagine now you're reeling in and it cut the power, so it doesn't just keep pulling. Now on my van with the power up reels, if I was to do that, it would pop the fuse in my little board if I held it on for that long. But I believe they are selling those power up reels with these similar type of controllers now. But anyway, these Reelmasters, obviously they've got the controllers as standard, which is always handy. I'm trying to think anything else I've left to talk about. Cut the mat. Obviously it's not the best condition, but it was in the van when we had it, and I thought might as well keep it in. So it's pretty much one of the only things we have really kept, that and the tank and the cage. But as you can see, the back of the van, really looking good now. Just got to plumb up the pumps. Not a big job, but I'm going to get some fittings, and I'm missing a strainer, so I thought I would just redo all the plumbing from scratch. And yeah, coming along, a couple more little bits inside. I'm going to fabricate a pole holder, and then it's ready for work with regards to the system. And I've also got to do some new ply lining panels for the doors. Once that's done, the inside is 100% complete, and it's all external bodywork, which you would have seen me talk about previously. So obviously just got to fix little bits and bobs like that. The door doesn't shut because the thing's damaged, but it's all stuff for a future video. Hopefully you're enjoying the content, and I shall see you in the next one. Cheers guys.